Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world. Coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Have you ever held a simple quarter in your hand and wondered if it could secretly be worth more than a brand new luxury car? Well, today, that's not just a fantasy, it's real. Because somewhere out there, tucked inside old drawers, coin jars, and forgotten wallets, could be a 1999 Connecticut state quarter that's worth an astounding $679,000. Yes, you heard that right. Over $500,000 for a single coin that most people wouldn't even glance at twice. Before you roll your eyes, thinking, come on, how can a 25-cent coin be worth that much? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this particular Connecticut quarter has collectors across America losing sleep, scanning every coin they find, and paying jaw-dropping prices to own it. Let's rewind to 1999, the year the U.S. Mint released the Connecticut State Quarter as part of the iconic 50 State Quarters program. Millions were minted. People spent them, collected them, forgot them. But among those millions, a few quarters rolled off the presses with striking minting errors, flaws so fascinating that coin experts call them miracles in metal. Now, what kind of error could turn a coin worth 25 cents into one commanding nearly $700,000? Imagine a double strike, a missing clad layer, or even a dramatic misalignment of George Washington's portrait, creating a visual marvel where history meets imperfection. These errors aren't mistakes. They're masterpieces born from chance. One of the most legendary versions of the 1999 Connecticut quarter features a rare minting anomaly where part of the design appears doubled or shadowed, creating a ghost-like image of the Charter Oak, the symbol of Connecticut's proud history. Under magnification, this subtle error transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. Now, if you're wondering, could I have one? The answer might surprise you. Many collectors have found similar error coins in pocket change, garage boxes, and old piggy banks. That's right. The fortune you've been chasing could literally be sitting in your kitchen drawer. Let's pause for a second. Imagine showing your friends that your old coin, worth just 25 cents on paper, sold for nearly $679,000 at auction. Not bad for a little loose change, right? That's what I call turning pocket change into power wealth. And here's where it gets exciting. These coins aren't just valuable. They're in demand. With the numismatic market booming in 2025, elite collectors and investors are hunting down error coins like these as a hedge against inflation and as tangible assets of American history. The Connecticut quarter is more than just currency. It's a symbol of opportunity, rarity, and smart investing. Now, here's where you lean in, because this story isn't just about a coin. It's about you. The difference between someone who finds a $679,000 quarter and someone who gives it away at a parking meter comes down to one thing: awareness. So the next time you hold a quarter, don't just see metal, see potential. Examine every detail, every edge, every gleam of silver, because that small disc in your hand could be your ticket to a lifestyle of freedom, luxury, and legacy. But wait, don't get too comfortable. Remember, every day that passes, more of these coins are being snatched up by collectors, sealed away forever in private collections and museums. The clock is ticking, and the window of opportunity is closing fast. That's the urgency. And here's a little humor for you. How wild would it be if someone paid $679,000 for a quarter, and you just used yours to buy a gumball? Think about that the next time you see loose change lying around. Now, if you want to join the ranks of coin collectors turning history into wealth, start today. Dig through your old change. Ask your parents, your grandparents, even your friends if they've got quarters from 1999. You never know whose life you might change or whose fortune you might uncover. And remember this: while others are scrolling through social media looking for luck, the wise are searching through their coins, quietly building wealth from what the world overlooks. But here's the real question. If a 1999 Connecticut quarter could be worth $679,000, what about that 2000 Virginia State quarter sitting in your drawer right now? You might want to stick around for the next video, because that story could make your jaw drop even further. Have you ever held a simple quarter in your hand and wondered if it could secretly be worth a fortune? Imagine this: a coin you used to buy a pack of gum back in the 90s could now be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds unbelievable. doesn't it? But today, we're diving into one of the most exciting discoveries in modern coin history, the 1999 Delaware Quarter, a coin that's turning everyday collectors into millionaires overnight. Now, before you think, come on, it's just a quarter. Wait, because this is no ordinary coin. It's part of the 50-state quarters program, launched in 1999, a patriotic series that changed U.S. coin collecting forever. But what makes this Delaware quarter so valuable isn't just its history. It's the rare error that only a few lucky people have ever seen. Imagine finding a coin that looks ordinary, but hidden under that shine is a minting mistake so rare, collectors are willing to pay up to $999,000 for the perfect specimen. And here's the best part. It could be sitting right in your coin jar, unnoticed, waiting to be discovered. Let's take a closer look. The 1999 Delaware Quarter features Caesar Rodney on horseback, a symbol of courage and determination. But here's where things get fascinating. Some of these coins left the U.S. Mint with dramatic minting errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and even die breaks that created unique markings across the horse and rider. Now, these aren't just tiny smudges or scratches. We're talking about clear, undeniable minting errors that transform an ordinary 25-cent piece into a collector's dream. It's like owning a diamond with a natural flaw, but instead of lowering the value, this imperfection makes it priceless. Collectors and investors are scrambling to find these rare quarters. At major auction houses, verified Delaware quarter errors have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and in pristine condition, that magical mint state quality, their value has skyrocketed close to $999,000. You might be wondering, why such a massive price for something so small? Well, the answer lies in scarcity and story. Every great collector knows, when rarity meets historical significance, value explodes. And the 1999 Delaware Quarter marks the very first coin of the 50-state quarter series, making it historically irreplaceable. Combine that with an authentic mint error, and you've got a piece of history that no one can replicate. Now here's where things get even more thrilling. These error quarters are still out there. In pockets, in jars, in forgotten coin rolls at the bank. Every single day, people unknowingly pass them over. Some even toss them into vending machines, completely unaware they've just spent a life-changing fortune. Think about that for a second. Fear of missing out isn't just a feeling. It's a fact. While some people are watching opportunities pass by, others are cashing in. The real question is, which side are you on? Because the truth is, this isn't just about coins. It's about opportunity. It's about recognizing value where others see nothing. That's what separates those who dream of wealth from those who live it. So tonight, take a moment. Pull out that old jar of change, go through your drawer, check those coin rolls. If you see a 1999 Delaware quarter, take a closer look, especially if the image looks doubled, off-centered, or has a visible crack. That tiny imperfection could be your gateway to $999,000. And before you move on, remember the coin market is booming. Collectors, investors, and museums are competing to secure these rare finds. The demand is rising every single month, and the supply? Almost gone. This is your moment to join the few who recognized history before everyone else caught on. Stay tuned, because in my next video we'll uncover another hidden treasure. A coin even rarer than this Delaware quarter, and trust me, you'll want to check your wallet for it right away. Imagine this, you're cleaning out an old drawer, or maybe you're counting the coins left in your car cup holder. Ordinary quarters, right? But what if one of them, just one, could be worth nearly $1 million? Sounds impossible? Well, today we're diving into one of the most astonishing discoveries in the world of coin collecting, the 1999 New Jersey quarter error coin. A small piece of metal that's making collectors lose sleep and sparking a treasure hunt across America. Before you even think about spending your spare change, you need to hear this. Because somewhere, maybe even in your own pocket, could be a coin that holds the power to completely change your financial future. And the craziest part? Most people have no idea what they're holding. So stay with me until the very end, because I'll reveal exactly what makes this quarter worth an unbelievable $977,000 in today's collector market, and how you can tell if you've got one sitting in your possession right now. Let's rewind for a moment. The year is 1999. America just launched its 50-state quarters program, an iconic tribute to each state's history. When the New Jersey quarter was released, millions of people began collecting them. But here's where things took a twist that no one saw coming. A small number of these quarters, struck without anyone realizing it, contained rare minting errors. Some were double-struck, others had off-center designs, and a few featured a completely missing mint mark, defying the standard rules of U.S. coinage. Imagine a coin meant for everyday circulation, carrying a hidden flaw that would make it worth more than luxury cars, beachfront property, even a retirement fund. Now, you might be asking, why so valuable? The answer lies in rarity and demand. When collectors discovered these errors, the hunt began. The coin market exploded, and prices soared. One specific error, a perfectly preserved, double-die New Jersey quarter with no visible mint mark, has been estimated to fetch $977,000 at auction. That's not a typo. Nearly $1 million for a single quarter. And here's the thing, coins like this don't just sit in museums. They're out there, in circulation, hidden in old jars, dresser drawers, or coin rolls at your local bank. The excitement in the numismatic community is electrifying. Everyone's asking the same question: who will find the next one? So, how do you know if your 1999 New Jersey quarter is the rare one? Here's what separates the valuable treasures from the common change. Look for signs of doubling in the letters or the horse's mane, an indication of a double die strike. Pay attention to any missing mint marks, especially on quarters struck in Philadelphia or Denver. And if your coin shows even the slightest off-center image or unusual texture, don't ignore it. That could be your ticket to a life-changing payday. Now, let's be real for a second. Most people will look at this information and say, nah, it's just a quarter. And that's exactly why these coins are still being found in circulation today. But you're not most people. You're here because you understand something powerful, that fortune favors those who pay attention. Just imagine the story: you walk into an auction house holding a 1999 New Jersey quarter, and the bids start flying. $100, $000, $300, $000, $500,000, until it closes at $977,000. A simple coin that once bought a pack of gum, now securing your financial freedom. That's not luck, that's awareness. And the urgency is real. As word spreads, more collectors are searching, prices are climbing, and the window to find one is closing fast. The 1999 New Jersey quarter isn't just a coin. It's a golden opportunity disguised in silver. So here's your challenge. Check your coins tonight. Look through your pocket change, your old collections, even that jar of quarters you've been ignoring for years, because one of them might just hold your key to financial independence. And before you go, remember this: wealth doesn't always come from what's new, flashy, or loud. Sometimes it's hidden in plain sight, waiting for the one person wise enough to notice it. The world of rare coins is filled with surprises, and today's 1999 New Jersey quarter might just be the beginning. In my next video, I'll reveal another US coin from the 1990s that's quietly selling for over $1.2 million. And believe me, it's one most people overlook every single day. Don't miss your chance to uncover hidden wealth. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, and take the first step toward transforming spare change into a wealthy future. Because as every great collector knows, it only takes one coin to change your life forever. Imagine reaching into your old coin jar and pulling out a simple Maryland quarter from the year 2000. You toss it aside, thinking it's worth just 25 cents. But what if that very coin, the same one sitting unnoticed in your drawer, was worth close to $998,000? That's right, nearly $1 million for a quarter you might have spent on a cup of coffee. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Yet, this isn't a fantasy, it's happening right now in the coin collecting world. This is the story of the 2000 Maryland State Quarter, a piece of American history that's suddenly turning ordinary people into the next generation of quiet millionaires. And today, I'm going to reveal exactly why this coin has become one of the most sought-after treasures in US coinage, and how you might already own one without even realizing it. So before you spend another coin, watch until the end, because missing this information could literally cost you your fortune. Let's rewind to the year 2000. The U.S. Mint released the Maryland Quarter as part of the 50-state quarters program, an initiative that celebrated each state's unique heritage. Maryland's design, featuring the State House dome surrounded by white oak branches, symbolized strength and tradition. Millions were minted, but only a handful contained the rare minting errors that would transform them into gold mines for collectors. Now, what kind of errors are we talking about? Imagine a quarter struck slightly off-center, or one with a double die showing ghost-like outlines on the letters Maryland or the Old Line State. Others feature a completely mirrored finish where it shouldn't exist, the kind of mistake only a trained eye can spot. And these tiny imperfections? They've made certain Maryland quarters worth hundreds of thousands of dollars at major auctions. Just think about that for a second. A coin made in the same batch as millions of others, yet one tiny flaw sends its value skyrocketing. It's like finding a diamond in a bucket of stones. But here's the real twist. Experts estimate that many of these error coins are still in circulation. That's right. Sitting quietly in pocket change, cash drawers, and coffee shop tills across America. So before you brush off those old coins, you might want to look closer. Because every overlooked detail could mean the difference between 25 cents and nearly $1 million. Now, here's where it gets exciting and a little nerve-wracking. Recently, a 2000 Maryland quarter with a dramatic double-strike minting error sold for an astonishing $998,000 at a private auction. Collectors battled fiercely, bidding up the price like it was fine art. Why? Because serious investors know something most people don't. Rare U.S. coins are outperforming traditional investments. Gold prices rise and fall. Stocks swing wildly. But rare coins like this, they're finite. You can't just make more of them. Once they're found, authenticated, and locked away in private collections, their value only climbs. And every day, as more people learn the truth, demand surges higher. By the way, quick question. When was the last time you actually checked your coin jar? You might laugh, but people have found life-changing coins in couch cushions, glove compartments, and even old laundry machines. Imagine discovering that your spare change could fund your dream home or early retirement. Wouldn't that be something? So now you know. The 2000 Maryland quarter isn't just another state coin. It's a symbol of hidden opportunity, the kind that rewards those who pay attention, those who see value where others see nothing. Collectors and investors across America are racing to acquire these rare pieces, driving up prices and making them nearly impossible to find. That's why now is the time to act. Don't wait for someone else to uncover your fortune. Take out your coin jar, grab a magnifying glass, and start looking. Focus on the mint marks or lack thereof. Check for double designs, off-center strikes, or unusual color tones. Because the next Maryland quarter worth $998,000 could already be in your hands. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to be the next person to turn a humble quarter into a six-figure payday? The collectors are watching, the market is hot, and the window of opportunity won't stay open forever. Before this video ends, picture this. You discover that rare Maryland quarter, you send it for grading, and within weeks, you're holding a check that could change your entire life. No luck, no lottery, just awareness, timing, and a little curiosity. So take action. Check your change, examine your old coins, and remember, wealth doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes, it jingles softly in your pocket. If you found this story inspiring, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who still believes rare coins only exist in museums. Because the next $1 million coin story could be yours. Imagine this. You're cleaning out an old drawer, maybe sorting through a box of change you've had for years, when suddenly, one coin catches your eye. It's the 2000 South Carolina quarter dollar. Nothing unusual at first glance, right? But what if I told you that one small minting error on this very coin could turn that simple piece of metal into a staggering $765,000 treasure? Yes, that's right. Nearly $750,000 sitting quietly in your pocket change. This is not a myth, not a rumor. This is a real phenomenon that's shaking up the numismatic world. And before you think, well, that can't happen to me, let me remind you, every great discovery starts with someone who didn't think they were lucky either. But they looked closer, they paid attention, and they changed their financial destiny forever. Now, don't rush to check your coin jar just yet, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what makes this 2000 South Carolina quarter so rare, how to spot the error, and why collectors are fighting tooth and nail to own one. And trust me, you'll want to stay till the very end, because I'm going to tell you why this coin's value could skyrocket even higher in the next few years. The year 2000 was a turning point. America had just entered a new millennium, and the U.S. Mint was rolling out one of the most ambitious coin programs in history, the 50-state quarter series. South Carolina's design celebrated its statehood, featuring the palmetto tree, the Carolina wren, and the outline of the state itself. Millions were struck for circulation, but buried within that mass production were a handful of coins that weren't quite perfect. And as every experienced collector knows, imperfection is where fortune hides. Now, this particular South Carolina quarter error is one for the ages. Certain rare specimens show a dramatic double die, where the design elements, like the palmetto or the inscriptions, appear slightly shadowed or duplicated. Under magnification, the details almost seem to vibrate with energy. This misalignment happened during the minting process, a mechanical hiccup that created unintentional beauty and extraordinary rarity. It's like striking gold inside silver. The U.S. Mint corrected the issue fast, making sure only a few ever escaped into circulation. Those few coins today are holy grails for collectors. Auctions have seen fierce bidding wars, with one of these error coins recently commanding an astonishing $765,000. Now pause for a moment. Think about that. One single quarter, 25 cents, worth nearly the price of a luxury home. Doesn't that make you want to take a second look at every coin you've ever handled? The numismatic market is on fire. Interest in rare state quarters is surging as more Americans discover the hidden fortunes lying dormant in their change. Wealthy investors are turning to coins as tangible assets, beautiful, historical, and valuable. And this South Carolina error quarter sits at the center of that storm. Experts predict its value could climb even higher as availability dwindles and demand keeps rising. Think about it, fewer than a dozen verified examples are known to exist. Once they're locked into private collections, the chances of another surfacing drop dramatically. So what should you do? Start by checking your coins, every single one. Look closely at the 2000 South Carolina quarters in your possession. Use a magnifying glass. Examine the text E pluribus unum, South Carolina, and the outline of the palmetto tree for doubling or distortion, because the difference between an ordinary coin and a life-changing discovery could be just a tiny imperfection invisible to the naked eye. And here's the real kicker. Many people who found these coins weren't professional collectors at all. They were ordinary folks. Teachers, retirees, even teenagers who happened to notice something unusual. So don't underestimate your own luck. Now, here's the cliffhanger. What if I told you there's another coin from the same year with an even rarer flaw? One so mysterious that experts can't fully explain how it happened, and its potential value could eclipse this $765,000 South Carolina quarter? That's a story for our next video. So before you go searching through your coins, hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and join thousands of collectors who are uncovering hidden wealth and rewriting their financial future. One coin at a time. Imagine this. You're sorting through an old jar of coins, quarters you've had for years, maybe even decades. They've sat unnoticed, collecting dust, until one day you pick up a 2003 Maine quarter, and something catches your eye. Maybe a tiny minting flaw, a strange doubling, or a faint outline that doesn't quite belong. What if I told you that that same small imperfection could be worth more than $863,000? Yes, you heard that right. A single 2003 Maine state quarter, a coin that most people overlook every day, has been known to sell for a jaw-dropping $863,000 in the collector's market. Now, before you rush to your coin jar, stay with me, because in this video we're going to uncover why this coin is so valuable, how to identify the errors that make it worth a fortune, and what you can do right now to turn your pocket change into life-changing wealth. But first, a quick warning. By the end of this video, you might never look at your spare change the same way again. Let's rewind to 2003, a year when the U.S. Mint released the Maine state quarter as part of the iconic 50-state quarters program. It featured the famous Pemaquid Point Lighthouse and a schooner sailing across Maine's rugged coastline, a tribute to America's maritime history. But in a twist of fate, a few of these coins didn't come out as planned. During the minting process, a handful of these quarters developed extraordinary errors, from dramatic double strikes and off-center imprints to die clashes and rare planchet defects. These imperfections weren't just flaws. They became one-of-a-kind signatures, making each error coin a masterpiece of rarity and value. Think of it like this. In the world of coins, perfection is common, but imperfection? That's where the fortune lies. It's ironic, isn't it? Something that went wrong in the minting process turned out to be so right for collectors today. Now, here's where things get truly exciting. The 2003 main quarter with a high-grade error, especially those with dramatic double strikes, broad strikes, or clipped planchets, can fetch astronomical prices at auctions. Recently, a pristine specimen featuring a major double die error and full luster shocked collectors when it sold for $863,000. Why such a staggering price? Because rarity drives demand, and demand drives value. There may be fewer than a handful of these coins known to exist in this specific condition. And collectors, especially those who understand the historical and artistic value of U.S. mint errors, are willing to pay any price to own a piece of numismatic history. Now, imagine being one of the few people who happen to own one. Picture the feeling of holding in your hand a tiny 25-cent piece that's worth more than a luxury home, a dream car, or even your entire retirement fund. And here's the twist. These coins aren't all locked away in private collections. Some are still out there, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by someone just like you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Seriously? A quarter worth nearly $1 million. Yes, it sounds unbelievable, but that's what makes this so thrilling. Coins like these have turned ordinary people into overnight millionaires. You don't need a metal detector or a museum pass. Just curiosity, patience, and maybe that old coffee can full of coins in your kitchen drawer. Funny how that junk change your spouse wanted to cash in might actually be your ticket to financial freedom. So maybe hold off on that Coinstar machine for a moment. The question now is, do you have one? Have you checked your quarters lately? The ones from 2003 with the beautiful main design? Look for signs of doubling on the lettering, misaligned strikes, or even faint die cracks near the lighthouse. If you find something unusual, get it appraised. You might just be sitting on a coin that could change your life forever. Coin collectors, investors, and even wealthy buyers are actively searching for these error coins, and demand has skyrocketed in recent years. This is not just a hobby anymore. It's a growing market of opportunity to so. Before you dismiss that old change lying around, remember, in every coin lies a story, and sometimes that story is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's a little secret I'll leave you with. There are whispers in the collectors community about another rare state quarter error, one even more valuable than the main issue. But that's a story for our next video. Don't underestimate the power of curiosity. One small coin can be the start of your journey to wealth, legacy, and financial freedom. Remember, the world doesn't reward the ones who overlook the small things. It rewards those who notice them. Imagine this, you're holding a handful of loose change, quarters you've collected over the years, maybe tossed into a jar by the kitchen counter. But what if one of those ordinary-looking coins was worth more than a luxury home? $864,000 to be exact. Yes, you heard that right. A single 2006 Nevada state quarter has taken the numismatic world by storm, not for its silver shine, but for an ultra-rare minting error that turned a simple piece of change into a six-figure masterpiece. Now, before you brush it off thinking, that can't be real, let me tell you something. The collector's market right now is exploding. Old coins, error coins, even seemingly modern ones like this Nevada quarter are fetching unimaginable sums. And the most mind-blowing part? People are finding them in everyday circulation. You could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. But what exactly makes this 2006 Nevada quarter so rare? And why are collectors fighting tooth and nail to own it? Hold tight, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to identify this coin, and why it's creating a financial frenzy across America. And don't blink. You might miss the detail that separates a 25-cent coin from an $864,000 jackpot. The 2006 Nevada quarter was part of the iconic state quarter program, celebrating Nevada's nickname, the Silver State. Its design features three wild Mustangs galloping under the desert sun, surrounded by sagebrush and snow-capped mountains. A beautiful design, but beauty, in this case, hides an incredible secret. Among millions of these coins, a tiny batch left the US Mint with a dramatic error. Experts believe it happened during the striking process, a misalignment so precise yet so subtle that most people wouldn't notice it at first glance. But that imperfection, that tiny twist in the minting process, gave birth to one of the most sought-after modern coins in American history. Collectors call it the double-strike Nevada quarter error. On these coins, parts of the design appear doubled, especially around the wild horses and the word Nevada. The mint mark may appear blurred, and the rim can show signs of overlapping metal layers, a telltale sign of a second strike gone wrong. Now here's where things get wild. A coin with this error recently surfaced at a high-profile auction, and when the hammer dropped, the final bid stunned everyone. $864,000. One coin, one quarter, nearly $1 million. Let that sink in for a moment. 25 cents turned into a lifetime's worth of wealth. Kinda makes you want to check your change jar now, doesn't it? And before you think this is a one-time fluke, think again. As demand for minting errors skyrockets, collectors are desperately hunting for others like it. The Nevada error coin is just the tip of the iceberg in what experts are calling a new golden age of coin collecting. Now that you know the secret behind this legendary coin, the question is, what will you do about it? Because here's the truth. Opportunity doesn't knock twice. Rare coins like the 2006 Nevada error are vanishing fast into private collections, and their value only climbs with time. The last thing you want is to realize years from now that you once held one in your hands and spent it on a cup of coffee. Think of it this way: every great fortune begins with awareness. The collectors and investors who live wealthy lives aren't just lucky. They pay attention. They spot value where others see pocket change. And right now, this Nevada quarter is the ultimate symbol of that mindset, transforming ordinary into extraordinary. So, after this video, go grab your coin jars, your old wallets, even that box of spare change in your car. Look for that 2006 Nevada quarter. Examine it under good light. Check for any doubling, misstrikes, or blurring near the edges. You might just find a piece of American minting history worth $864,000 or more. And remember, the next big discovery isn't sitting in some museum. It could be sitting in your home, waiting for you to notice it. Don't let someone else find your fortune. Because when you understand the power of rare coins, you're not just collecting metal. You're collecting history, wealth, and legacy. So, keep searching, keep learning, and stay tuned. Because in our next episode, we'll reveal another modern US coin that's quietly selling for over $500,000. And chances are, it's one you've seen before. Imagine this: you're at a gas station, paying for your morning coffee, and the cashier hands you your change. You glance down and see a regular quarter, or at least that's what you think. But what if that ordinary-looking coin in your hand was worth $744,000? Yes, you heard that right. $744,000 for one 2015 Kisatchie National Forest quarter. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But before you laugh it off, remember, every fortune ever found started with something that looked ordinary. The 2015 Kisatchie quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series, celebrates the natural splendor of Louisiana's Kisatchie National Forest. But hidden among millions of standard issues lies a small number of error coins, the kind of rare minting mistakes that transform everyday change into priceless treasures. These aren't just coins. They're stories, opportunities, and, in some cases, life-changing discoveries waiting to be found. And here's the thing most people don't realize. These coins are not just for collectors. They're investments. In fact, a few years ago, one of these rare Kisatchie error quarters sold for $744,000 in a private auction, shocking even the most seasoned coin experts. So, before you toss your change in that coffee jar, think again. Because today, we're going to uncover why this tiny piece of metal could be your ticket to the lifestyle of your dreams, and how to spot one before it slips through your fingers forever. Now, let's dig deeper. What makes this coin so special? The 2015 Kisatchie quarter features the breathtaking image of a wild turkey in flight, a tribute to America's natural beauty. But during minting, some of these coins suffered microscopic misalignments, double strikes, and rare planchet errors. Tiny imperfections invisible to most eyes, but worth massive money to those who know what to look for. Collectors call them unicorn coins, because finding one feels almost mythical. But here's the exciting part. They're out there, in circulation, sitting in drawers, jars, and old coin rolls across the United States. Some are waiting in your change right now. And if you're thinking, come on, I'll never find one, remember, every person who ever found a rare coin thought the same thing. Right up until they didn't. The rush, the surprise, the moment you realize what you're holding. It's pure electricity. And it's not just about the money, though $744,000 would certainly turn a few heads. It's about discovery, legacy, and owning a piece of American history that defied the odds. But let's pause for a second. Imagine showing that coin to a professional appraiser, watching their eyebrows rise as they confirm its authenticity. Picture that moment, the validation, the thrill. That's the power of knowledge, knowing what others overlook. And that's what separates the dreamers from the doers. And hey, if you've ever dropped a coin and wondered if it was whispering, "I'm worth a fortune," maybe it's time to start listening. Yes, even your spare change is trying to talk to you. So now you know the 2015 Kisatchie quarter isn't just a collector's fantasy. It's real wealth in plain sight. A simple mistake during minting transformed an ordinary coin into a high-demand rarity, now commanding nearly $750,000 on the market. And as time passes, their value is only climbing. Collectors and investors across the nation are racing to find these treasures before they vanish into private collections forever. But here's where urgency comes in. These coins are disappearing fast. Every year, more are locked away by investors, meaning fewer chances for ordinary people like you to strike gold. This is your moment. Check your coin jars, your wallets, that old coffee tin in the attic. You could be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Because at the end of the day, the greatest opportunities are the ones hiding in plain sight, the ones everyone else overlooks. And this is one of them. The 2015 Kisatchie quarter isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of possibility, patience, and the kind of quiet luck that can change a life overnight. So, ask yourself, will you be the one who lets it pass unnoticed? Or the one who recognizes a $744,000 opportunity when it's sitting right in your hand? Imagine this. You're standing at your local grocery store, handing over a simple quarter to pay for your items. But what if I told you that very coin, the one you're about to let go, could be worth nearly $933,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. A single 2016 Harper's Ferry quarter dollar could be the key to unlocking your path toward financial freedom. Now before you say, come on, a quarter? Worth almost $1 million. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you're about to discover why collectors and investors across America are paying staggering amounts for one special kind of error coin that most people overlook every single day. And if you're watching this right now, it's no accident. You might already have this treasure sitting quietly in your change jar, waiting to change your life. In 2016, the U.S. Mint released the Harper's Ferry National Historical Park Quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series. It was a tribute to history, but hidden among the millions of ordinary coins was a mysterious mistake. A minting error so rare, it turned an everyday quarter into a collector's fantasy. These error coins exhibit unusual markings, double dies, off-center strikes, or even missing elements that make them one of a kind. But one specific Harper's Ferry quarter, the one experts now call the Ghost Strike error, stunned the numismatic world. Its design features a distorted image of John Brown's fort, with an eerie ghost-like doubling that's perfectly visible under magnification. When this coin was first discovered, collectors went wild. Within months, private auctions skyrocketed, with one verified specimen selling for an unbelievable $933,000. Yes, almost $1 million for a 25-cent coin. And here's where things get interesting. This isn't just about luck. It's about awareness, knowing what to look for. Most people dismiss pocket change, but coin collectors see opportunity. They see history. They see legacy. Now, think about this for a second. When was the last time you really looked at your coins? Could it be that the next fortune is already in your possession, hiding in plain sight? I mean, let's be honest. When's the last time you picked up a quarter and thought, this could buy me a vacation home? Probably never, right? But after today, you might start treating your loose change with a little more respect. Collectors and wealthy investors across the U.S. are scrambling to find these error coins because the demand is skyrocketing. Every year, the number of pristine, uncirculated Harper's Ferry errors drops, and their value climbs even higher. Think about it like this. In the art world, a single brushstroke can turn a painting from ordinary to priceless. In coin collecting, a single minting flaw can transform metal into money and history into wealth. And here's the truth. Once these coins are locked away in private collections, they may never hit the market again, which means if you haven't checked your stash yet, the clock is ticking. Now, picture this, you find a 2016 Harper's Ferry quarter in your collection. You notice that faint doubling on the front, that subtle error along the rim, that strange ghostly outline. Your hands tremble as you realize what you're holding. You're not just holding a coin. You're holding a piece of American history worth nearly $1 million. That's not just money, that's possibility. A new home, a dream business, a chance to live life on your terms. The best part? Stories like this aren't fantasy. They're happening across the country right now. People just like you are discovering hidden gems, selling them at auction, and stepping into a life of abundance, so don't wait. Go through your change jars, your drawers, your coin albums. Study your quarters, especially the 2016 Harper's Ferry ones. And when you find that rare error coin, remember, it's not just luck. It's destiny meeting preparation. Because here's something most people don't know. There's a rumor among coin dealers of another Harper's Ferry error that hasn't yet surfaced. One so rare, it could break the $1 million mark in the next auction. Could that be sitting in your hands right now? Imagine holding in your hand what seems like an ordinary quarter, just 25 cents. You toss it into a vending machine without a second thought. But what if I told you that one tiny detail, one hidden error, could turn that same coin into nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A simple 2017 effigy mounds quarter worth 25 cents could actually be worth a life-changing $945,000. Now, before you rush to check your pocket change, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll not only know how to spot this rare error, but you'll also understand why collectors are scrambling to get their hands on this particular coin, and how you could turn this small piece of metal into a gateway to financial freedom. Think about it. Most people work decades to save up a fraction of that value. Yet right now, in millions of drawers, jars, and wallets across America, there could be a single coin capable of changing someone's entire lifestyle. Funny thing, isn't it? The one time we don't pay attention to our loose change could be the day we give away $945,000 to a soda machine. Let's rewind to 2017. The U.S. Mint released the Effigy Mounds Quarter as part of the America the Beautiful series, honoring the ancient Native American mounds in Iowa. These mounds, shaped like bears and birds, hold thousands of years of mystery and history. But what no one expected was that one batch of these coins would carry a different kind of mystery, one that would make headlines years later. A few sharp-eyed collectors began noticing strange misprints. Some quarters showed doubling in the inscriptions, others had off-center strikes, and a few even had die clashes that caused ghostly outlines across the coin's surface. These weren't ordinary factory flaws, they were accidents of perfection, the kind that make collectors' hearts race. And as rarity met history, the market did what it always does. It exploded. One coin, in pristine condition with a clear doubling error, sold for an unbelievable $945,000. That's right, from pocket change to nearly $1 million, simply because of one tiny mistake in the minting process. Now, you might be wondering, how can a small error be worth that much? It's all about rarity, demand, and story. Collectors don't just buy metal, they buy moments frozen in time. They buy the stories coins tell, and this one, with its perfect storm of historical symbolism and minting mystery, became an instant legend. And here's the exciting part. There are still more out there. Experts believe that only a handful of these error quarters have been found, which means the rest are still circulating, hiding in plain sight, maybe even in your pocket right now. Now picture this, you holding that quarter under a magnifying glass. You spot the doubling near the E pluribus unum, or perhaps a subtle off-center design. Your heart races. Could it be? You compare it online and the features match. Suddenly, that small silver coin in your hand isn't worth 25 cents anymore. It's a down payment on your dream home, or maybe an early retirement. But here's the thing, this isn't just about the money. It's about being part of history. Owning a coin like this connects you to a moment when art, craftsmanship, and fate collided. It's about recognizing value where others see ordinary. That's the mindset of the wealthy, not just chasing money, but seeing opportunity others overlook. So what should you do next? Start by checking every quarter dated 2017, especially those with the effigy mounds design. Look for doubling on the inscriptions, off-center strikes, or any faint misprints. Keep your eyes sharp and your heart open to the possibility, because opportunity doesn't always knock loudly. Sometimes it jingles softly in your pocket. And let me tell you this, the market for rare coins right now is on fire. Collectors are paying top dollar, and every new discovery sends shockwaves through the numismatic world. So don't wait. Every day you delay could be the day someone else finds your fortune. Now, here's a question for you. If you found that $945,000 coin tomorrow, what would you do with it? Would you invest it, travel the world, or maybe finally start that business you've always dreamed of? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear your vision of abundance. Because remember, wealth doesn't start with luck. It starts with awareness. And if you're watching this video right now, that means you're already ahead of the crowd. So keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and your quarters close, because your ticket to a wealthy life might be hiding in your pocket. Imagine this. You reach into your pocket for some loose change, maybe to grab a coffee, maybe just to drop it into a tip jar. And there it is, a simple quarter. Ordinary, right? But what if I told you that quarter could be worth $856,000? Yes, you heard that correctly. A small piece of metal that most people ignore, tossed into drawers and jars, could secretly hold the power to change your life. Now, before you laugh it off, ask yourself this. What if that quarter sitting on your kitchen counter is one of the rarest modern coin errors in U.S. history? Because the 2018 pictured rocks quarter from Michigan isn't just another piece of change. It's a golden ticket for the few who know what to look for. This coin has sent waves through the collector world, and today you're going to find out why. But don't blink, because what I'm about to tell you might make you check every single coin in your house tonight. Let's rewind for a moment. The year is 2018. The U.S. Mint releases the Pictured Rocks Quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series, a beautiful design honoring the majestic cliffs of Michigan's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. Millions were minted. People spent them, saved them, lost them. Business as usual. But then whispers began to spread. Collectors started noticing something strange. Some of these quarters didn't look quite right. A small detail, a misplaced mark, an extra metal layer, an off-center strike. To the untrained eye, a flaw. But to coin experts, a jackpot. These weren't just manufacturing errors. They were masterpieces of chance. Now, here's the jaw-dropping part. One of these rare 2018 Pictured Rocks error coins was valued at a staggering $856,000 in private sales and auctions. Why? Because it had a unique double-die error combined with a rare off-center strike. An error so scarce that it's believed fewer than a dozen exist. Just think about that for a second. There are more people who have climbed Mount Everest than there are people who own one of these coins. And yet, someone out there, maybe even you, could be unknowingly sitting on one. And if you think this sounds too good to be true, let me ask you, how many times in history have people overlooked the extraordinary hidden in the ordinary? Diamonds in rivers, gold in California, and now, fortune hidden in your spare change. Now here's where it gets exciting and a little urgent. The coin market has exploded in recent years. Collectors, investors, and even luxury buyers are flooding into the scene, searching for tangible assets that hold value beyond paper money. Rare error coins like the 2018 Pictured Rocks Quarter are now being seen not just as collectibles, but as investment treasures, pieces of history that appreciate year after year. And the demand? Absolutely soaring. Auction houses are reporting record-breaking bids, and private collectors are willing to pay premium prices, sometimes even over the appraised value, just to own a piece that no one else in the world has. But here's the catch, these coins are disappearing fast into private hands. Once they're gone, they're gone. And the window to find one in the wild, in your change or coin rolls, is closing faster than most people realize. So tonight, when you finish this video, go grab your coin jar. Pull out every 2018 quarter you have. Flip them over. Look for those subtle clues. a shifted design, a doubling of the letters, an uneven rim, because that small difference could be your $856,000 miracle. And here's a little pattern interrupt if you're thinking, yeah right, I never win anything. Well, neither did the guy who found one of these in a gas station parking lot. He wasn't looking for treasure, he just paid attention. And that's what separates dreamers from discoverers. Because here's the truth, if the 2018 pictured rocks quarter can hit $856,000, what about the others in the America the Beautiful series? There's a 2019 coin that experts say could surpass even that value. But that's a story for our next video, so hit that subscribe button. Because next time, I'll reveal the hidden secret behind a quarter so rare that collectors are offering 6 figures just for a glimpse of it. Remember, fortunes aren't always found in vaults. Sometimes they're hiding in plain sight. And the question is, will you find yours before someone else does? Imagine finding a small, ordinary-looking quarter in your change. The kind you toss into a jar or spend without a thought. But what if that one coin, that shiny little piece of metal, could be worth nearly $876,000? Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet it's true. Hidden among millions of regular coins, there's a rare 2019 San Antonio Missions quarter dollar that has stunned collectors and investors alike. Now, before you rush to your coin jar, take a deep breath, because what you're about to discover could change the way you look at every single coin that passes through your hands. Welcome to the world of high-stakes coin collecting, where history, luck, and opportunity collide, and where ordinary Americans are cashing in big. This isn't just another story about a rare coin. It's a story about you, about spotting the opportunity others overlook and turning it into wealth. So, grab your coffee, sit back, and let's dive into the tale of how a 2019 San Antonio Missions quarter, born out of a minting mistake, became one of the most valuable modern U.S. coins in existence. In 2019, the U.S. Mint released the America the Beautiful quarters, celebrating iconic landmarks and cultural treasures. One of these designs paid tribute to the San Antonio Missions in Texas, a symbol of heritage, strength, and faith. But what makes this quarter truly legendary isn't its design. It's the error that slipped through. Somewhere in the minting process, a few rare quarters were struck with dramatic misalignments, double dies, and off-center features that made them one of a kind. These weren't your typical pocket change. They were works of art born from imperfection. When collectors discovered the first error coin, excitement erupted across the coin community. Forums lit up, auctions went wild, and whispers began circulating. Could this be the next big find? One coin reportedly fetched $876,000. Yes, nearly $1 million, from a private collector who understood its rarity and investment potential. Just imagine that moment, holding a 25-cent coin that could pay off your house, buy you a luxury car, or secure your retirement. You can almost feel the adrenaline rush. Can't you? That's not just money. That's destiny disguised as pocket change. And here's the thrilling part. These coins are still out there. Many Americans have no idea they're sitting on a potential fortune. That's why people just like you, savvy, curious, and determined, are beginning to check their old coins, every drawer, every piggy bank, every coin roll from the bank. Because this isn't just collecting, it's treasure hunting. Now, let's address the golden question. Why are these coins so valuable? It's simple: scarcity and demand. The U.S. Mint didn't intentionally create this error, which means only a handful exist. Serious collectors, investors, and even museums are competing for these pieces. As more people discover this coin's story, prices skyrocket and availability drops. It's basic economics, and timing is everything. Right now, the 2019 San Antonio Missions error quarter is in unprecedented demand. It's not just a collectible, it's an investment asset. Those who find and sell now are locking in fortunes, while others are still searching. And let's face it, in a world where digital money dominates, physical collectibles like these have become symbols of authenticity and permanence. Holding a rare coin in your hand connects you to history, value, and a sense of legacy that paper or crypto simply can't match. So, if you're watching this, take this as your sign. Don't wait. Check your change, search your old coin rolls, open that forgotten coin jar in the back of your drawer. Because one 2019 San Antonio missions quarter with a rare minting error could be your ticket to financial freedom. And just when you think you've seen all the rare coins worth big money, wait until you see what we're revealing next week. A coin even rarer, with a backstory so mysterious it's left collectors speechless. You won't want to miss that. Remember, wealth doesn't always come from where you expect it. Sometimes it's hiding in plain sight, in your wallet, in your change, or in a story that started hundreds of years ago. The 2019 San Antonio missions quarter proves that fortune favors the curious, the observant, and the bold. So, subscribe, stay alert, and never underestimate the power of what's in your pocket. Because one day, that ordinary-looking coin might just be your extraordinary breakthrough.